Hi, and welcome to Math 1460 Math for Business Analysis. My name is Richard Uchida, and I'll be your instructor for the course. Now, I wanted to show you where you find all of the information and the content for the course. Now, everything you'll need will be in the eLearn course shell. So you go to your eLearn course, and then go to the one for the section. For some of you, you're in section 500, and it'll look exactly the same. So what you'll do, well, except obviously it's 500 instead of 501, but yeah. So this will be the home page. I may occasionally post announcements here, but the honest truth is most of my communication is by email. So I will be sending out emails to you, not just weekly, but probably like at least 2 times a week. So make sure that you are regularly checking your email, and it is sent to your Sinclair email account. So either make sure to check that and/or um, have that email forwarded to another email address that you do regularly check. So, so yeah, so make sure to do that. Now, like I said, everything you'll need will be in the course, Sean eLearn. So if you go to content, for one thing, when you first log into the course, you actually won't see the weekly folders. But you will see this course overview, and also I think this My Math Lab resources also shows up. So if you go to the course overview area, so the first thing is the syllabus. And let's click on that and just go over a few things. So again, this is Math 1460. You will need for this class the My Math Lab Access Kit. Now it's up to you if you want the physical textbook, like some students are fine, because with the My Math Lab Access Kit, you also have access to the ebook version of the textbook. So it's up to you if you do want the physical version. I think like there's two choices when you go to the bookstore, which is at eCampus. Um, that one's more expensive, one's cheaper. I think the more expensive one comes with the physical textbook. The other one just comes with the access kit, which, like I said, is good enough if you're fine using the ebook version of the textbook. And also with the ebook version, they have videos in there and other aids, so it's nice. You'll also need a webcam. And now, one thing, if you don't have a webcam or like one's not built in your computer or you don't have another one, you can borrow one from Sinclair. I'll be sending out a link in an email where you could borrow one from the main campus at Sinclair. You also need a scientific calculator, not a graphing calculator, a scientific calculator. Graphing calculators are not allowed. You got to use at most a scientific calculator. Um, Now, like I said, my name is Richard Uchida. I'm in the mathematics department. The main way to get a hold of me is by email, which is richard.uchida@sinclair.edu. My office phone number is 937-512-2339. Now, we'll be trying to regularly check my voicemail from there as well. But like I said, the best way, honestly, is by email. I check that all the time. My office location, I'm teaching all online for the fall, so I'll be doing all my office hours virtually, which will be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays. My regularly scheduled ones will be from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m., not p.m. Should make sure to add that a.m. And also by appointment, because I know not everybody can make it at those times. So you can just send me an email, say, hey, I have a question. Can I set up a Zoom office meeting with you on this day at this time? And that'll be fine. Just give me at least a day's notice, so that because it may not be possible like same day. It may be, but it may not be. So I can't make any guarantees about that. Some basic information. We'll go over these when we go to those pages. One thing about the test will be online, and this is why you will need a webcam for the course as well as if you'd like to have one when you're doing your Zoom meetings. Um, that we use a online proctor system called Respondus Monitor, and for that you will need to download the browser, and plus it uses your webcam to monitoring you, like your recorded while you're taking your tests. So even though the tests are online, it is monitored still. Okay, so that's the information from the syllabus. Now, okay, it seems like I changed. Just a little welcome for the instructor there, just a little information about me, a really old picture of me too. Um, Now let me skip this for now. Actually, no, I'll talk about this. For the MyMathLab, if you've used MyMathLab before, it's an online homework tool. And this will be different from the way you may have seen it before if you've used it for other math classes at Sinclair. Because if you were to follow the instructions that come with your MyMathLab access code that you purchase from the bookstore, again, it's up to you if you want to get it with the textbook or without, because you'll need it, the MyMathLab access kit, no matter what, for either one of those choices. When you follow the instructions, in those instructions, it'll say that I have to give you a course ID. But the way we have it set up, you won't need a course ID. That you'll click on this link. You also need to click on any of the other MyMathLab links as well. But just you click on this one, and when you do so, it'll start you through the registration process. So you click on this and follow the prompts and stuff like that. And one of the things it'll ask you to do, it won't ask you for a course ID because that link has that course ID built into it. So you don't need any course ID. You're not given any course ID for this class. So it'll ask you, I think, first, do you have already a MyMathLab account? If you have used it for another class, you could just enter your sign-in information. If not, just create a new account, like you need an email address and a username. And then it'll ask for you to purchase your access. Well, either you enter the access code from the access kit that you get from that eCampus, which, by the way, I don't think they send you an actual physical access kit. What they do, if you purchase it from eCampus, there's this digital bookshelf for that site, and all the electronic stuff you get from there, like the access codes and stuff, are contained there. So you'll enter your access code, and or another option is you could purchase your access directly from the website. You could use either a credit card or PayPal, I believe they accept. One thing to note is that I'm not sure which one's cheaper or not. It's up to you. I don't make any endorsements of any way. The one thing is, if you're using your financial aid to purchase your materials, I believe you do have to get it from the Sinclair bookstore. And then if you haven't the funds at first, or if you want to see how things go for, like, let's say a week or so, you can use the free 14-day temporary access. So one thing that's available for everybody, so that means there is no excuse to not get your assignments done on time, because the very first assignments is due on Wednesday. So, like I said, there's no excuse to not get it done. Now, and then you go through the access, and then once you do that, then you'll be registered for the class on MyMathLab. But you're never actually going to go to the MyMathLab site directly. What you're going to do is there'll be links in here that go directly to your MyMathLab assignments. So you'll never actually go to the MyMathLab site itself, except through those links. Now, this course requirements, this is the next important bit of information, and this is the schedule for the class, and when are all the due dates. So one thing you'll see, Wednesday, Sunday for week 1, Wednesday, Sunday, week 2, Wednesday, Sunday, Sunday for the exams. So you'll actually have for the exams, they'll be available for a whole week. And then Wednesday, Sunday. So you see, you have your regularly assigned assignment sets are due on Wednesdays and Sundays. So that'll be the case, like if you notice the entire semester, there'll be somewhere there's only Sundays just because those are really long assignment sets, except for the final exam. The final exam is due on the Friday of the last week. So, but again, it'll be available from um, the Monday to Friday. So you'll have 5 days to take the final exam. So yeah, so that's when the due dates are for each set. Like let's say section 6.1. I wish it lined up better, but with these documents, I can never get the alignment right. For the first set, which is due on the first Wednesday of the week, you'll have the My Math Lab assignments, which consist of lessons, a homework assignment, and then a quiz. And then once you complete your My Math Lab assignments, then you also have a worksheet to do. And I'll talk about that more when we get to those. And so that's the assignment sets for that. Let's do on Wednesday. Now for the second set, it'll be again, My Math Lab assignments consisting of lessons assignments, homework, and then a quiz, and then the worksheet. So that's the assignment sets that are due each Wednesday and Sunday, except for again the exam weeks. And for the exams, there's a required My Math Lab exam review assignment, and then there's the exams, which we'll talk about. Well, I might show it now too. So I would really recommend like maybe printing this off so that you have a reminder. But again, remember Wednesdays and Sundays, that's when your assignment sets are due for this course. And then let's see. They kind of moved it around, the grading information's here. Okay, so for the grades, how are the grades determined? For this class, the My Math Lab homework quizzes, those are worth the 10%. Worksheets are worth the 10%. And then exams are worth 80%. Now there are 4 exams, are each worth 20% of the grade. So you notice the exams are worth a good portion of the grades, but these homework assignments and the worksheets really do help prepare you for the exams. And the grading scales are basic 90, 80, 70, 60% for the A, B, C's, D's, and F's. Now, one thing to note for the My Math Lab assignments, there is a 20% penalty on My Math Lab assignments done after the due date. It should be, when we say the My Math Lab assignments, we mean the homework assignments, not the quizzes, but the homework assignments. That there's a 20% penalty for any work done after the due date. Now, one thing, if you get some of it done before the due date, and then you do some of it after, I believe the penalty is only on the work done after the due date. But before, and it has to be completed by the due date of the final exam. There is a prerequisite score you need to get on the quiz, on the homework, to be able to access the quiz. So yeah, you may be able to get the homework points, but then you wouldn't, if you don't get the prerequisite score on the homework to take the quiz, then you can't do the quizzes. So make sure to do your assignments on time. Now for the worksheets, there will be no late worksheets accepted. So you got to make sure to have those due on time. I will drop the lowest 2 worksheet grades at the end of the semester. So make sure those are on time, and I do check the submission times when people turn them in, that if it's not like if it's due Wednesday at 11:59 p.m., anything that turned in after that is late. So do not wait to the last minute to turn those. If I see, so it shows me automatically like the submission date is in red whenever it's late. So you will get a 0 if it is late. Now, there will be no makeup exams except in a documented emergency that has been discussed with the instructor. Now, one thing for this class, you have for the first 3 exams, you have a full week from Monday to Sunday, and for the final exam, you have like from Monday to Friday of the finals week. So you have plenty of time to take the exam. You just can't forget to do that. And now, if a makeup exam is permitted, like for a documented excuse, the instructor, me, reserves the right to assess a 10% late penalty. Now, one thing, there are no makeup exams for the final exam, so you've got to make sure those are done on time. Okay, now that's the basic information, and then like read some the other stuff as well, like the expectations and stuff like that. Um, and then take the course overview survey. Once you get 100% on that, it's like 10 questions. They're multiple choice. It's pretty simple, and you got like I think an unlimited number of attempts, so you should be able to do that. Then these weekly folders will open up. Now for week one, now again, there's usually, except for the exam weeks, two subfolders. Like this will be the stuff due on Wednesday, this will be the stuff due on Sunday. So clicking on the first one, the stuff that'll be on Wednesday of the first week. See, what you do is you read the introduction and objectives page, and then read section 6.1 from your textbook. Now again, if you don't have the physical textbook, or if you like the electronic, this link will take you to what are these other things? Will take you to the ebook version of the textbook. So you go here. Unfortunately, it takes you to, like, it always takes it to the very beginning. Just you go here, click on the table of contents, and then just go, like, let's say 6, and then you can read the chapter opener. But then, yeah. So you can read the book, and then just go through here. And then, like I said, there are additional things. Let's see, where's one was some other information. Like this technology tips, that's not that. I'm just trying to find that there's often links in here for other examples, and I can't see any in this first one, but usually there are some additional links and sections that have some videos, and if not, there's also more videos listed in here as well. Okay, so that's how you could get to the electronic version of the textbook. And for every single section, there is that link to the textbook. And then what you'll do after you read the book, then you do the lesson assignments. Now these consist of first a video and then a question or two. And it could be maybe 1 or 2 videos. And they're usually short videos, like you see this one's only 3 minutes, 41 seconds. They're usually, I think, at most 10 minutes long. So, yeah, and then you got to do them in order as well. Let's see. Again, you do this. Once you do watch the video, then this link will become live and you could then do the problem. And then once you complete that, click the OK, and then just go to the next one. You go to the next one, and then actually what will happen is right now, once you do this one's open, and then the next one will become available once you do this one. You can't see it now, but it will become available once you do that. This way it helps you keep track, okay, did I do those? Which ones have I done? And then, so all the lesson ones will show up, then the homework assignment will show up, and then the quiz will show up. So, so this is where you'll see all your MyMathLab assignments. Again, you don't see them at first, and it's not until you actually do the previous one that you see the next one. Okay, and then this is where the worksheet assignment Dropboxes are. It's also where the worksheets are located. So going into the Dropbox, here's a worksheet. They're usually just like 1 page, a couple questions. So you have the option, you could either, if you have some type of program where you could actually write on the documents, like a Adobe Acrobat, or sometimes some students are able to get it in Word and stuff and write on there, that'll be fine. Or you could also print it off and write your work and answer on those. Or you could also, some students just on a separate piece of paper neatly write their work and their answers on a separate piece of paper. And then if you do it on a piece of paper, what you'll do with that is you'll take a picture of it, and I recommend using a program like Genius Scan, Genius, SCAN. It's an app available for both iPhones and Androids that you could get for free. Well, there's another version of it, but you'd have to pay for it, but the free version's fine. Um, where you'll take pictures, and when you're using the app, and take it of each page, if there are multiple pages, and then you could save it as a single PDF file, and that's what you'll submit in the Dropbox. So you'll uh, get that file, you'll upload it here, and then you'll submit it. Now again, don't wait to the last minute to do these assignments and to submit these, because again, I do check the time stamps for those assignments to make sure you get those done on time. But also, that'll be the way you'll submit your work for the exams, because for the exams, even though they're online, you will be required to turn in your neatly organized work for the exams as well. So there'll be a Dropbox for the work right after the exam links, and that's how you'll submit the work. Not only is it a requirement, but it's also a way for you to get partial credit for questions on the exams. So yeah, so that's the way it is for each one of these assignment sets. So again, like look at the next one. You'll see again introduction objective, the textbook, and let me show you. Let me go back as the instructor, so you could actually see a little more what it'll look like once you get all of these assignments. Again, like you see, okay, so for the source one, like I said, it's the 6.1, then 6.2, then 6.1b, 6.1c, D, E. They do those assignments, which is again just like a video, maybe one or two videos, usually just one, and then a problem or two. And then you do those. That's kind of like our way to lecture, have you do a problem, lecture, do a problem, lecture, do a problem. And then once you do that, then you'll be able to do the homework. And once you get, I think it's at least a 90%, maybe 80% on the homework assignment, then you'll be able to take the quiz. Now the quizzes, I believe we have 3 attempts for each quiz, and they are timed, I think 20 minutes, maybe 30. But they are timed quizzes as well, and you only have a limited number of attempts for each quiz. So one thing I also didn't mention, that there are also these additional learning activities. These are just some more, if you still need help with the material, these are more materials we created for you. Like there's even videos within here as well. So, and then like I said, the next section, the stuff that's due on Sunday, same setup. Read the book, do your lesson assignments, do your homework, do your quiz, do your worksheet, and then again, additional learning material. Now, for when it comes to the time for the test, which, let's see, is that week 5? Yeah. What you'll do is this first is a text link, just say, okay, review those sections from the textbook. There's this practice test. Now, what this practice test actually is, it's not actually a review of the material. What it is to practice using the online proctor system. So I highly recommend you do this a few days, because it'll be active right away, a few days before the test. That way you download the lockdown browser, because you got to use the lockdown browser for when you take the quizzes, and you'll answer a question or two, but also with the lockdown browser, you download it, so get used to it, and it'll also access your webcam, so that way you could get used to the online proctor system in a non stressful situation, because this won't affect your grade. So that's what this practice test will be for. The actual review for the test will be this exam 1 review. That is a required My Math Lab assignment. And then there'll be this test. This will be the link for the actual test. It won't be available. The test will only be available, like I said, for that 1 week, but that's plenty of time. And then once you do the test and you complete the test, while you're doing the test, you're showing your work. Make sure it's neatly organized, so like you have number 1, number 2, number 3, so I can see your work for the test. Here's the Dropbox for where you submit your work. So that's how you'll do your work, and then all the grades will be. You click this grades. That's where you'll see your grades for the class. Now, one thing to note about that is that the grade sync process for the MyMathLab with our gradebook is not instantaneous. Sometimes it could take like 15 minutes or more for your grade to be uploaded into the gradebook. So just so you know, if it's not in there right away, that's why. So yeah. So even when it comes to the exams and such. So, but now, if you're ever wanting to see the notes that I write on your worksheets after I grade them, you go to this progress, go to the assignments, and then, well, you haven't submitted them yet, but when you submit them, there'll be, you can click on it, and then you can see what any comments I made on it. It may look a little different because this is as an instructor. Okay, I'm going back to as a student. So that's the main stuff for this course. Now, I hope you all have a good semester. And remember, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to email me. And if you need even more than just an email, like don't be afraid to either show up to my office hours, or if you need a meet at a different time, just send me an email. Let me know ahead of time, and that's no problem. And like I said, I hope you all have a good semester, and I'll talk to you later.